want to take you through a set of progression drills that are fantastic for individual skill development, as well as a little bit of social distancing and spacing right now when we've got some limitations around how we can set up drills. So this is a great package of drills. The setup is exactly the same for the first four progressions, and then you make a slight change for the next four progressions, and then away you go for progression 9 as well. So I'll take you through all 9. I'll try to pause a little bit at each step so that if you need to, you can do screen captures so you can see how the drill is set up, and I'll just walk you through them one at a time. So this first progression is very simple. The setup for all of these drills is exactly the same. Your skill progressions are on the outside with usually danglers. If you have them, you can, depending on the length of them, you can put one dangler down or two. And then through the middle, it is all skating drills, high-speed crossovers through the cones. So the route is very simple. You start and end in exactly the same line. So in this case, I've only shown player 1 here, but you run this out of both ends. Player 1 will pick up a puck, skate through the skill progression on the outside, go in for a shot, pick up a puck from the other circle there, and then this is just high-speed crossovers through the cones in for another shot. So you can see for the goal, from the goalie's perspective, all the goalie's shots in this setup are coming from the right, and that's true on both ends of the rink. You can also, if you want to, just change the location of the pucks, so you can take these pucks in the top left and move them to the top right, and these pucks in the bottom right, move them to bottom left, and then you're suddenly going the other direction, and all of the goalie's shots are coming from the left. So let's jump right into progression 1. So progression 1 is very, very simple. Player 1 picks up a puck. The puck goes under the dangler, player goes over the dangler, puck goes under the dangler, player goes over the dangler, same thing all the way through. Player comes in for a shot and heads down the other way for the high-speed crossovers. This stick here that I have set up in the corners here, this can be a dangler or an attack triangle, just a little something to give the players something to attack and make it a little more game-like situation. The next progression is just as simple. Exactly the same setup, so you actually don't need to stop the players in between if you don't want to. I've run this drill as 20-25 minutes of continuous motion, and you just let the players go take water breaks whenever they want to, whenever they need to. Next progression is tight turn, so puck goes underneath the dangler, tight turn, pick it up, go around the other side, and away you go. So again, you switch sides each time, puck goes underneath the dangler, tight turn, pick it up, tight turn, drive in for a shot, and again, you go across the other side, pick up the puck, and away you go for your high-speed crossovers, back and forth through the cones. This is a great opportunity to put a coach right here at center ice and have that coach continuing to reinforce the skills necessary in this center section for high-speed crossovers. Keep the players with their feet moving, keep the puck on their sticks, keep their heads up. This is really a key part of the drill as well for both a skill and a fitness point of view. Next progression in this drill, in this setup is, again, they're all very, very simple. They're all core, fundamental, individual skills. Player takes the puck, transitions forwards, backwards, puck goes underneath the dangler, open up, pick it up. Again, player goes transition, puts the puck underneath, open up on the other side, and away you go. So exactly the same at the end of the drill. Go in for a shot, pick up a puck, high-speed crossovers through the cones, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the other end for a shot. So this one's very, very simple. Again, you can see the player ends up in exactly the same place that they started. That's a key reinforcement before you start the drill. If you don't reinforce this, especially with some of your younger players or as they're picking up the drill, you'll end up getting one circle really loaded up with players, and it's just something the coaches can stay on top of as they're leading the players through the drill. Progression 4 in this one is a little bit more advanced. This is I would call it higher skill, older age groups, players who are really comfortable in their edge work. So this is a tight turn into a full 360. So tight turn, full 360. Again, go into the other side, tight turn, full 360, and go into the other side, tight turn, full 360. This is a great drill for puck control and edge control. Again, back we go through the other side, pick up a puck. One of the keys for this is you need a lot of pucks. So you're going to need probably 4 pucks per player, a typical team of 15, 17, 15 skaters and 2 goalies. I'd advise at least 30 pucks in each circle, maybe more. And if you can, have a couple coaches at each end whose only job is to sort of clean up pucks and push them back into the circle. The next setup, so what I would recommend here is the first 4 progressions, you can run 2 or 3 or even all 4, depending on the level of your players and the length of your time. The first 4 progressions, I would put them in one practice and then move on to some of your other drills, either your tactical drills or your strategic or team play drills. This is a great way to get the players moving and get them focused and work on that edge work and the fitness, and they don't even know that they're working on fitness. It's just a fun set of drills. For the next progression, my recommendation is these next 4 or 5 go into a separate practice, but run it however you want, of course. So the setup's a little different here. Instead of 3 in a row, you can set it up with high on the wall, low in the middle, and then this third one here, this is a rebounder. This is totally optional. If you don't have a rebounder, you can put a coach there. That's another great option, is to pass with the coach, or you can skip the rebounder entirely. It's entirely up to you. So this one's pretty simple. Player takes off with the puck, goes tight turn around the top, tight turn around the bottom, and away they go. In this case, they pass off the rebounder off the coach, toe drag on the imaginary defender, and away you go back up through the middle, high-speed crossovers, back and forth through the cones for a shot at the other end. The next progression on this one adds a little bit more, is the next logical skating progression, which is transitions. So player takes off, goes around the first one and transitions, goes backwards to the second one, opens up, and pass with the coach or the rebounder, head in for a shot again, and away you go. Pick up a puck again, high-speed crossovers all the way through, and take a shot at the other end, and you end up in your own line again. Next progression in this one adds a little bit more passing and a little bit more complexity. I really like this progression. It keeps even more players engaged in the drill. So now the first player takes off, and the second one the next one in line has to pay close attention. So again, we go back to underneath, tight turn, pass, tight turn. Again, rebounder or coach, and away you go down to the other end for your shot, and back through the other side for your high-speed crossovers. Really, if you can, put a coach sort of at center ice on each side, put a coach at the center dot, and those 3 coaches are really there to reinforce the technical aspects of the skills. Really useful, really helpful part of that. You can see a lot of the small areas of improvement available for each player just by having a coach there on the near wall, the far wall, and at center ice. It's a great opportunity to improve the skills of your players. Next one adds just a little bit more complexity. Again, this is a multi-pass drill. So player 1 takes off backwards, receives a pass from player 2, opens up, forward, pass, open up, turn, and then this is just a deke to the outside and a deke back to the inside. I'm going to roll that back for a second. This is set up with the obstacles here set pretty far apart, just so that it's easier to see it on the drill. My recommendation is that the obstacle near the blue line is really close to the wall and curve, forcing the player to drive wide, and then this attack triangle or stick is set right up close to the blue line, so the player is forced to really dig their heels in and cut hard across the ice. This is an important skill for evasion as you're entering the attacking zone, and it teaches the players to get across the blue line before they make that cut back into the ice, so that you don't end up with repeated offsides. So again, you're cutting across the ice, you're cutting hard back inside, shoot, pick up a puck, again, high-speed crossovers back through the cones to shoot at the other end. Generally speaking, for all of these drills, once the player gets through the second obstacle, that's when the next player goes. In this case, once player 2 makes that pass to player 1, that's when player 2 takes off. You can adjust the timing of release for these for all of your players depending on the speed and skill of your players. This is a slight variation. really designed for regroups, for setting up your players for regroups. Um, we've moved the bumpers from high outside to high inside, and then the low bumper is on the outside. And the way that this one, the way to explain this one to your players is you're a forward, you're blowing the zone because you've got possession. You look back over your shoulder, and you're just not going to get the pass. You know, to keep going north would be a complete waste of your time. You got to get back and regroup so you can exit the zone under control. So here's your player blowing the zone, sees that there's not an opportunity there, tight turn back in, tight turn back towards the wall to pick up that pass, and away you go again. So this is sort of your the first step of combining the individual skills with a bit of team tactics to teach your players good habits without them even really knowing that they're learning good habits. So we'll watch that one again just really quickly. Uh, Player blows the zone, realizes that we don't have clean possession, cuts back hard, comes back inside the zone for an easy pass, and breaks out. There's a bunch of variations you can add to this one. So rather than, if we roll back to where the player is coming back, rather than making the pass on the return, player two can wait until player one gets headed up ice again and then make the bank pass. This one, or you can give player one the option and have player one dictate by calling for the pass when they actually want to receive that pass. So really useful variation to this one that starts to build into some of the team skills, the team tactics that are necessary for success in hockey. Hope this one was helpful for you, and keep coming back for more. I'm hoping to do a whole bunch of these for the association to help out with drill planning and practice planning. Have a good one.